Welcome to Successful Living with Bill Napick. Every week we talk about success and everything that goes along with it. You'll learn the principles of success, how to achieve success, and learn to overcome challenges that may be getting in the way of success in your life. You'll hear from Bill Napick, a radio personality and business development expert, along with insight from special guests. If you're ready to find your path to success or take the success you're enjoying to the next level, stay tuned. Successful Living with Bill Napick is on right now.
And welcome to the show, Successful Living with Bill Napick, and today's Successful Living with Casey Nolan. He has an organization, a company called MindSeed TV, and today I think we're going to take our success to the next level. What do you say, Casey?
I say that's a great idea, Bill. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here.
And let me tell people right off a little bit about how I found you. On YouTube, there is such great content, and it all started with me. I was just trying to love movies, and I was trying to take my home theater to the next level. And as I looked for projectors and about projectors, who do I find but Casey Nolan with MindSeed TV, putting out incredible audio and visual elements there to inform, but also to make it very interesting. So let's tell people, Casey, about what you do and your YouTube channel.
Sure thing. So, yeah, I started the channel a long time ago. It was about maybe three and a half years ago. When I started the channel out, I first wanted to be a motivational speaker. That was the whole reason that I started the channel to begin with. I wanted to make motivational videos to help other people, get further in their life, kind of like your radio talk show. But as I was making those videos, I realized I wasn't really getting a lot of views, and I tried to do a couple other things along the lines, and I made a speaker review. And that initial speaker review that I did, it ended up getting like thousands of views in the first month. So, ideally I said, all right, well, the motivation videos, it's still something I want to do, but when I review these products, it seems like a lot of people want to see products, what they're made of, are they any good? They want to know if it's good before they order it online. So I went that route. Next thing you know, the channel turned into a whole full-blown product review channel, but I still have it in the back of my mind, in my back pocket, I want to incorporate the motivational messages, the inspirational messages, and I want to help people grow.
And you really are doing that, and I'm going to put forth again so people could either write it down or remember it so that when they get to the computer, go to YouTube. It's MindSeed TV. You'll see Casey Nolan there reviewing products, and I tuned in for, like I said, the projectors, but also you're bringing forth ideas because it's easy to see, even as you review the products, that you're excited about them, but you're also you're motivating people. I'm thinking this guy could be an actor. He's creative. You bring out props. I mean, it's really a treat to watch, even if you're not looking for a projector or another electronic item.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, that's something that I found was really important. I mean, a lot of people review products on YouTube, and they just kind of read over the specs. And I watched a lot of product reviews that just kind of, you hear a little bit and you get kind of bored. So I felt like, if I'm going to make product reviews, I want people to stay entertained. I want to do something that's going to keep the viewer's attention. And honestly, people have a very short attention span. If you're not doing something that's catching their eye or that's, popping right at that moment, I mean, people will click the next video in a heartbeat. So I try to keep it lively, but thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
Well, it's working, and we could take that same lesson as far as content goes and apply it to a presentation that someone's giving in business, for a realtor as they're giving a listing presentation, or any really, when we're trying to get a message across. I think the point here is, yes, you have to have solid content, be right on with that content, but you have to present it. This world is so distracting. And the devices we look at, the computers, the YouTube, it's all distracting, and we're just one click away from, let's go to the next thing. But holding the attention is so key.
It is. When we first started this recording, this show today, you were like, okay, we're going to run it right now. And then you started that introduction to the show. And I got to tell you, the intro to your show is very professional and it's very catchy. I was confident coming into this. I said, okay, we're just going to have a conversation, a little interview, record it, no big deal. And then I heard the intro. I was like, wow, this is the real deal. Made me a little bit nervous at first. I said, well, here we go. I like your intro. Very hot. I like it.
We thank Eric Clapton for that music. That's a great song, by the way, Forever Man. And we have a great staff here at Salem Communication. It's awesome. Thank you for that. Well, let's tell people some of the things when we talk about creativity. What do you think about when, and I don't know how many, it seems like you're putting a video out per week, and we'll tell people that they're average, 4 or 5 minutes. How long does it take to do the videos? And when you put it together, Casey, what are you thinking about to make it creative, to make it where people stay on it? What thoughts go through your mind?
Well, I have to look at each video as an individual project. So it really depends on the product that I'm reviewing, whether it be a projector or a speaker or even a theater screen. And once I get my hands on the product, I like to test it out a little bit, see what it's all about first. And then, once I learn exactly how the product functions and operates, I then sit down and start doing some creative writing and think of, okay, well, how can I introduce this? How can we make it kind of fun? What can I say that'll kind of reel people in, not reel people in as far as trying to pitch them something, but reel people in just to keep their attention. And then I start recording. And the whole process in total, I would say, takes maybe like 8 to 9 hours per video. And that's from recording my part, recording the product, editing, all the behind the scenes stuff, making sure the audio is good, adding the music, adding the sound effects. I do all that on my own. So.
And I'm imagining, correct me if I'm wrong, when you get we'll say almost finished product, you probably watch that video kind of like I do many times over just to tweak it, because the finished product, Casey, and I think that's why you have so many people clicking into your channel, the finished product is really, really well done. So I'm imagining a little tweak here, a little tweak there, and all that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I watch that video when I'm finished editing. I watch that video at least 6-7 times from front to back, and it's just from a critique standpoint. I'm trying to look at it thinking, was there anything that I said that wasn't really necessary? Because one thing that I heard a long time ago, what I thought was really smart advice, was to cut out the nonsense. If I'm just, talking about maybe my opinion that really doesn't have much to do with the product I'm reviewing, does it really need to be in the video? Because if you cut out all the nonsense and you leave all the important parts, you're just packing that video full of information, valuable information. So when I watch the videos back, I'm always thinking, could I remove something? Could I have changed something? Could I have done something a little bit better? And before I hit upload on YouTube, you're right, I want to make sure it's exactly the way I wanted it to be before I upload it.
And I think it was Mark Twain that said, because it takes sometimes more time to keep things concise. And I think he said, if I would have had more time, I would have written a shorter letter, because that editing is so important, and to make it concise, like you're saying, it's so much more powerful. And I know I've done this with your videos, but I know others must do too. When they see your video and the content that's brought forth, I bet they watch it several times, either to get that information again or just to see the entertainment value of it.
Right. And that's the whole purpose behind it. I want the videos to have replay value. If it's a one-time shot, then they're going to watch it once and that's it. But if it has replay value and people can come back and watch a video again and again, I mean, that's the key right there. But a lot of times with product reviews, that's kind of hard, because when someone's looking up a product review, they kind of already have it in their mind, like, I want to buy this. Let's see if it's worth it. And then if they buy it, they're not going to come watch the review again. They got it in their hands. So it really depends on the content that I'm putting out as to whether it will have replay value or not.
And I think this brings us to something that, as we're talking, I don't know if people are getting the picture. I hope we're painting the picture for them, and that is, I do it and you do it on your videos. These things that are done to create a video could be tedious for someone else, be unpleasant for someone else to go and cut out a second here and see the value of 1 second or 2 seconds, lighting, all those things. But when you do it, you're doing what you love. When I do it, I'm doing what I love too. And everybody likes different things, and we're all cut out for certain things. So let's get to the topic of doing what we love and finding a way to have it be where we get compensated in a great way for it. So I think one of your videos, I forget what you called it, but you talked about the day when you did this full time. I think it was cool. You had your car, you're driving. You said, "Okay, guys, I did it, and now I'm on the way for this new adventure." Let's tell us about that.
I'm so happy that you brought up that topic, because do what you love is something that I really try to live by now. And I think that a lot of people don't even understand that that's possible. Like, a lot of people think that, work is work and it's not play for a reason. But most people they don't realize that there's so many different markets and there's so many different opportunities and different fields you could get into as far as making money. They just think that, well, I got this 9 to 5, that pays the bills and I have to go to it every day, even though I'm not happy there, even though I don't like it. And a lot of people are imprisoned by that thought, because if a lot of people could realize there is a job out there somewhere that I guarantee you can make money doing something that you enjoy, they would quit their job in a heartbeat. But most people don't realize that they're afraid to take that step. So they just work somewhere that they hate until they retire. And that's something that I couldn't do. I realized that's not for me. So I had to build myself up to actually quit my 9 to 5, because that was a terrifying moment. I mean, if you've worked a safe job your whole life inside an office or a cubicle or something, and you're like, you know what, I'm not going to take your paycheck anymore. I'm not going to take this health insurance anymore. I'm going to pay my own taxes, and I'm going to start making money on my own. I mean, if you fail, you fail, but it's all on you. There's no safe check coming. So I had to watch motivational videos like about, you ever listen to Steve Harvey?
Absolutely. And also, by the way, nephew Tommy, too. I like him. But anyway, good.
Yeah. No, I like all these guys. And, he was saying you got to take the leap. You got to jump. You got to take the risk. And if you never jump, you'll never know. And I kind of had that in my head the whole time I was thinking about quitting my day job. But one thing I will say for anybody listening that's thinking about, pursuing their dreams or starting their own business, you don't want to just quit your job before you know what you're capable of. So I think it's kind of like swimming. You don't want to jump in the water without a trainer if you don't know how to swim and hope that you swim, because you could drown and die. So what I suggest is start using your home time. When you clock out of your day job, start using your time at home to see if you can make money doing what you enjoy doing. If you can make money, see how much you can make with that little amount of time that you have when you're not at work. And that'll give you an idea as to how much you can make if you had the whole day to yourself. So I think that you kind of have to train to make money outside of work. And then once you see that it's possible, then you can kind of build yourself up to take that next step and go full time.
And that's great advice. Also, going back to the idea, and we're talking with Casey Nolan. His YouTube channel is called MindSeed TV. Strongly recommend that. Go to your computer when you can. MindSeed TV. You'll see the talents.
It's all about planting a seed in your mind.
That's exactly right. And the other thing that comes to mind, as you said earlier, it's some people think that this having a job and having a profession that you can enjoy and make money is not attainable. It starts, just like the name of your company, with a mindset to know that it is attainable, but it doesn't happen overnight, and you have to take the steps, as you mentioned, and you have to think about and have the right mindset to go forth. And it takes time to figure out what you really want to do and how you can make, well, for some people, maybe some people it's easy, but to have it all come together is very exciting, and then you got to keep it going.
Absolutely. And I mean, when I say that, there's pretty much a field for everything, if you think about it, there's a lot of people who like to paint pictures. There's a lot of people who like to play guitar, play video games, even video games. There's YouTubers right now making probably millions per year because they're playing video games online, streaming it. People are watching them play video games. 10 years ago, you would have never thought that it would be possible for someone to make a living sitting in their living room playing video games. But there's people out there doing it right now. They've found a way. They're making money doing something that they love. There's people giving guitar lessons to other people because they enjoy playing guitar. They're getting paid. There's people donating, well, not donating, but putting their paintings in auctions, and they're getting sold, so those people are getting paid. So why couldn't you get paid to do something that you like, to do something that you love? And it's totally possible.
That's right. You have to think about it, explore, and practice. Find out the things that you like, whatever it is, and look at the ways other people make money with it and make a profession and make a living out of it. I think that's great. The other thing I'm thinking about is I do want to touch upon the idea, the way I found you and your organization, MindSeed TV, how I found is it was looking for a projector. And it's interesting, a lot of people I like at the end of the day to watch some Netflix, to wind down, watch a documentary or just some other thing or a movie. I like that a lot, and it was in looking at a 65-inch screen TV just isn't going to do it. I like the immersive idea of the projector, and you've learned quite a bit and shared a lot of knowledge about the home theater and projectors. Let's tell people a little bit about maybe what's happening right now, and electronics is always changing. What's some tips for a projector room or media room?
Okay, well, the first thing is that I've always been a movie theater advocate. I love going to the movie theaters. I've loved it ever since I was a little kid. And, as I was growing up, I've seen in magazines, people with their own home movie theater, like a whole room dedicated to a home theater. And I always thought, man, these people must be rich, because to have your own movie theater in your house, like that seems like something that's not even possible. So as I started reviewing projectors and getting into the home theater world, I realized that some of these projectors cost less than a flat screen TV. So the flat screen TV that you're going to get for 55 inches or 60 inches, you could get a projector that's going to give you 120 inches or 150-inch image for around the same price, $500 or something like that. And then the screens, to get like a projector screen as well, those can be found pretty cheap also. So, you could walk away spending less than $800 and have a giant movie theater in your home as long as you have the room or the space to do it, and you don't have to be rich. And see, that's another misconception that a lot of people have. Like when people see my living room and they see my home theater setup and I have a movie theater, they're like, oh, this guy, he must be balling. He's out of control. He's got a movie theater in his house. It costs less than the flat screens that you guys have in your home, but you just didn't realize that.
And that makes me think of the projector screen. How big, let's say in your setup, how big is the screen that you use?
So the screen that I have in my setup is 120 inches, and that fits perfectly on the wall in my living room that I have the projector aimed towards. It's a really nice screen. It's got like a black velvet frame around it, and that screen has a built-in, like it's a material that helps reflect light a little bit differently than like a paint or a regular wall would. So when the projected image is going onto that screen, it's going to give you better contrasts, better brights, darks, stuff of that nature.
I've seen on the YouTube channels the different screens where they have gray. Some are talking about having a black screen and white. What is the right shade that you think works the best?
To be honest with you, I've watched a ton of those videos in regards to the gray screens and the black screens, and I have been noticing that I think that the gray screens have a very, very good color scale, and I think that the contrast is actually a little bit better on the gray screens. That's something that I personally haven't gotten into yet. I've been researching it, but I plan on doing some videos soon in comparison, showing the white screens versus gray screens and do the paints work, because they sell a lot of paint now too that people are just painting on the wall, and apparently this paint has like a high reflective material in it, so that works kind of like a screen. So I would like to venture out and kind of get into those markets and areas and see what the best deal would be for sure.
So there's so many factors that go into it. And Casey, as we have about 3-4 minutes left, I want to make sure that you bring forth some ideas that you have about even what lies next for you in your world, but also whatever you want people to know in terms of motivation, in terms of even if you want to talk about a product or two, whatever you want. Let's go ahead and tell people about that.
Sure. Okay, so for the channel, I still want to continue helping other people and motivating people. So I am doing mostly reviews right now because the reviews are what are generating the most views and basically keeping me able to work for myself. But in the future, I would like to make more videos to inspire other people, and I want people to realize that you can do something that you love for a full-time living. I can't help other people realize that until I do it myself. So I can't tell you the best ways to get a six-pack abs if I don't have a six-pack myself. So I feel like in order for me to actually help people believe in a better life, I have to create one for myself first. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to continue building the channel. I actually have some talk of maybe having another host on the channel, an employee for MindSeed TV who would be like a featured product reviewer from time to time, just to mix it up a little bit, give another face on the channel. Yeah, there's a lot of steps that I need to make to build this up, and this is only the beginning. So I thank you for giving me the opportunity to have my first interview, because I really think that there will be more down the road, and maybe we could do this again. But, yeah, I just want to continue growing, and I want to help other people realize that they can get out of the situation that they're in if they want it bad enough.
And it's interesting. I agree wholeheartedly with you in that I look at my life, and I can go back, and I'm quite a bit older than you, although I look very young, people tell me. But just saying, all throughout my life, I could tell people that I found a way to enjoy every aspect, even when I wasn't in a job that I was totally fulfilled, like the things that I'm doing now. Right now, I'm very happy that I've been able to take the talents and strengths that I have and monetize it, and also have a way where I'm fulfilled and even helping others. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I look back at times in my life where it wasn't so easy and I wasn't so fulfilled. But and for people that are in that point now, I would say, hey, listen, work at it. It'll come, but you have to never give up. I mean, those are great words there. Never, ever give up. Move forward all the time.
So I got 30 more seconds to
Keep
say
going.
something?
Yeah, please do. Go ahead.
Okay. Where you just came from right there, I was sleeping on a couch 3 years ago, went through a divorce, child support, couldn't even barely afford it. I went from sleeping on a couch, making videos in the corner of a room with a bed sheet behind me, and I never thought I'd be at where I'm at right now. But I stuck to it. I kept believing. I kept hoping, and it happened. So I think you're absolutely right.
And you're also, as far as the mind goes, along the way, you were keeping your mind nourished with the right things and the right ideas to move forward.
Absolutely. Successful people, you got to listen to stuff like that if you want to become something like that.
And let's tell people, Casey, the coordinates where they can find you on YouTube, and also you have a Facebook page. Let's tell them. Go ahead.
Sure. You can find me on YouTube. Just type in MindSeed TV, and the channel will pop up. And also we do monthly giveaways on there. So this month we're giving away an iPad, or not an iPad, it's a tablet, and also a mini projector for a home theater. So if you find the videos, that'll be down in the description. You can join the contest. It's really easy to get in, a couple clicks. And also on Facebook, you could look us up, MindSeed TV as well.
Thank you so much, Casey Nolan, MindSeed TV. You've been listening to Successful Living with Bill Napick, and today, Casey Nolan. Check him out on YouTube, Casey Nolan, MindSeed TV. Casey, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Bill. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening to Successful Living with Bill Napick today with Casey Nolan. And go to radiobill.net for all the coordinates on the things I'm doing. Thank you again, Casey. I'm going to go watch one of his videos right now and get motivated.